Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. As you can tell, we've been running into some technical issues, which is leading to a mix of frustration and uncontrolled laughter. So we're in a good mood, even though technology is not always cooperating. And guess what? I'll be doing the intro because we can't get Crystal's audio in. She's in here with her spirit. This session is being live streamed to you from La Jolla and close to San Diego, close to Encinitas. It is a beautiful, hot, sunny day. In this work, for those that are first time joining, there are two parts to this session. The first part is the healing and alignment part. The second part is the spoken channeling. In the first part, there is almost literally nothing that you have to do except to just sit quietly or lie down if you need to lie down. The intention that you can set for yourself is to be open to receive and to give permission for this work to happen. If you want, you can bring a loved one or multiple loved ones into this moment so that they can receive the benefits of the work as well. This alignment work happens through an energetic connection that is beyond space and time. So whatever work is being done here will have an actual direct effect on your end. In the healing work, we have a lot of reports of physical, emotional, mental, even energetic alignments that people feel. Sometimes it is subtle, and sometimes it's more visceral. You might even fall into a trance-like state yourself. It is fairly normal to experience a state of mind, a state of being beyond space and time, even beyond identity. And that's a good thing. Nothing to be worried about. In the second phase of the work, so the first phase, it's often Raphael, but more recently also Elohim that does the work. In the second phase, it's Emmanuel that embodies, and Emmanuel will be answering questions from the audience. The team will pick some of those questions. When it comes to the questions, really drop into your heart and feel what is the most aligned question that you can ask that will benefit the most amount of people. Personal questions most often will be answered with general answers that benefit as many people as possible. In the beginning phase, you may see me shaking or even like going into hand movements, or my eyes will roll up. That's all part of the process. I'm not having a seizure. I'll be fine. No one needs to call the ambulance. Yet, some of you know this as Kundalini as well as Kriyas. It's not trained, but it is automatic in my case. I can stop the embodiment at any time if I need to, which is what makes it an embodiment. It is voluntary agreement between me and the guides that work through me. This work is supported by donations, and the team will share some links for you to support our mission. The mission is to make this work accessible to as many people as possible around the world, as well as support and fund our travels to sacred sites, the alignment and the clearing of sites that have collected trauma or where the energy is stagnant, as well as to amplify and activate sacred sites. You can find some of that information as well on our website. Those that are watching through YouTube, obviously subscribe to the channel, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, wherever you'd like. We want to stay in touch with you. We want to hear what your experiences are. So share with us in the comments or via email how you have been experiencing the session. I think I'm complete. I think you guys are probably ready, wherever you are. It's a blessing and honor to share this work with you, and thank you for receiving it with an open heart and open mind. See you after the session. Greetings, we are Elohim. You have witnessed your life unfold in front of you. Your reality is shaped by your thoughts, your emotions, the experiences that your soul has desired to have. Every piece of your reality is shaped by what you want to learn and realize. All of your learnings are part of the conglomerate of learnings for humanity. Every piece of your experiences support your evolution and the evolution of humankind. You are therefore part of this awakening of humanity as well as the ascension of humanity with every action that you take. An intrinsic part of you knows and understands that your awakening, that your evolution as a soul is a key element for your development, is part of the purpose of your existence. Some of you have understood and embraced this truth. Some of you have surrendered. Some of you still resist, trying to control the reality that unfolds in front of you, trying to suppress the evolutionary instinct within you, the instinct of growth, the instinct of the realization of your soul. Are you ready to embrace this opening within your life as your awakening journey? Are you ready to embrace that each step forward will be bringing forth realizations as well as challenges, unprocessed aspects of your being, of the past, unprocessed emotions of past generations and of your lineage, unprocessed aspects of your past lives? The completion of all of these elements are part of your self-realization journey. Every completion will bring forth a sense of liberation and expansion. With every realization, you expand. Your consciousness expands, and you find a deeper quality and deeper level of presence in this very moment. Your entire being becomes present to this very moment, and to the breath that moves through you, to the blood that moves through your body, to the life force and energy that moves through your energetic spiritual construct. In this very moment, your consciousness is kept in this life as well as in this reality. The details that are accessible in this very moment are sheer unlimited in nature, unlimited possibilities, unlimited details. You are therefore not just the construct of this present moment that you establish, yet also a construct of those around you that require your presence in their lives, to interplay, to experiment, and to experience through interaction, through relationship, through exchange. The separation of human consciousness into singular individual human beings is an effective way for the entirety of human consciousness to learn and to realize itself, to understand its existence. This is a key element in the growth and evolution of consciousness. And you are an essential and critical part of this evolution. You are the key to the evolution of human consciousness. You are the key to the evolution of humanity. Every moment that you become even more present, even more aligned, will allow others to be inspired as well as impacted by your evolution. You then become a seed, of evolution, a seed of love, a seed of light in the midst of confusion, in the midst of frustration, in the midst of perceived challenges. You become the light that is truly and effectively present. A light that is unwavering. A light that knows and understands the way it is supported unconditionally and in unlimited capacity. A vessel so pure that none of its own perspectives, none of its own identity distorts and flavors the light that comes through. A light so pure that will change by purely being present. The transformation of those around you is not your responsibility. It is an immediate byproduct of your transformation, as the light that you connect to will become a transformative agent for those around you. Your responsibility has always been your own evolution. Becoming even more present, becoming even more pure and aligned, allowing this love of creation to move through you. Without barriers, without resistance. You are a vessel of the divine. Thank you for listening to our words, and thank you for receiving this work. Thank you for receiving this work. We are complete. Greetings. My name is Emmanuel. It is truly an honor to see this many individuals dedicated to their awakening, and to their evolution, and to their own growth, knowing and understanding that this is an intrinsic part of your purpose. Your life demands your evolution, at times in subtle ways, at times unrecognizable, invisible, yet always present in every interaction, in every thought, in every emotion. The desire to grow, the desire to expand and to evolve is with you. Those of you that have consciously brought this into your awareness can direct your attention and your energy towards this intrinsic desire of evolution. You can choose your actions. You can choose the time and the space that you assign for your growth and for your evolution. Some actions will truly have higher leverage and impact on your evolution. Some actions will truly have a stronger and more direct route to the next milestone of your realizations. Some of these direct routes I will mention to you today, and it will be your choosing to follow some of these recommendations. They are not to be perceived as prescriptions, as you are an autonomous and sovereign being that comes to choose its own path, its own awakening and self-realization journey. It is entirely yours. We are here to assist on this path, and to support and to guide where necessary, to remind you of those aspects that you have forgotten, yet intrinsically know. We are here to fuel your evolution, to accelerate to the next steps. First, understand that the vessel that you've been giving, this physical form, this physical body, is truly a miracle and a gift. It provides a multitude of functions that are automatic and will provide for the optimal way of living and surviving in this reality and environment. At times it will require your attention. It will require fuel. It will require air and water. The fuel to be received in its easiest form is through nutrition of the products provided by this earth, the life force of this planet. This life force will transform into life force of your own, available for all the actions that this existence requires of you. Additional forms of fuel will be discovered as you experience your connection to this earth. This earth will provide a direct form of energy to you, an immediate connection through nature. The mountains, the forests, the seas, the earth itself is a direct source of life force and love, unconditional, unlimited. An additional fuel is the love of creation, an energetic life force that is available and accessible to all of existence at all times. This connection to what you might consider the above, the heavens, the divine, is a connection intrinsic to you as well. A cord that provides you with a special type of life force, the life force of creation. The combination of these three forms of fuel will provide you all that you require to continue to exist and experience the human life. This vessel of yours is unique to you. While most functions are equal and will provide for an adjustment necessary according to your environment, according to the fuel that is available to you, according to your circumstances, there are requirements on your end that will optimize the experience in this vessel of yours. Movement, breathing, hydration, and exposure to this earth on a continuous basis. If these aspects are followed in combination with resting states that are adequate to your activity states, you will find that everything else will be regulated by this human form that you're given. It is that simple. Understand and observe in all the ways that you have neglected this vessel. In all the ways other priorities have taken precedence. Understand that without this vessel, you will not be operating in this plane. And with neglect, the operations on this plane will be suboptimal. your journey to self-realization will be more challenging. You will find yourself with less energy than required for reaching the milestones, for operating in this plane effectively, as well as with grace. Remember multiple times on a daily basis to check what this vessel of yours needs in this very moment, and it will answer. Second, the mind, the mental construct, the identity, the ego construct, as well as the aspect of your consciousness that is bound with this physical brain of yours. The combination of all of those makes your mental construct. The ability to have your consciousness operate in this reality with the identity that you have experienced since you have been born. The observation of your thoughts, the observation of memories, the observation of your reality, judgment, opinion, perspective, all within the mental construct. The ability to choose, to direct, to observe this reality, to operate this vessel of yours, to express free will, to express voice, to feel sensations, to understand, to learn and to realize, all within one construct. A true miracle of its own kind. A gift unique to you. No mental construct is identical to another one. You are truly unique in that sense. Every mental construct is capable of self-realization. Every mental construct is able to reach higher forms of consciousness, to reach altered states of being that will provide the necessary silence for your internal evolution. The mind has been utilized to operate in this plane, to continue the activations, to continue the activities, as well as the developments of society, civilizations. The mind has become the priority and the main source of direction, guidance. Overactive in its own way, the mind has become the driving force of your reality. It does not know what is best for you. It perceives to know through judgment and perspective what is best for you. Only through deeper exploration of the mind and silent states like this one right now, you will see the limitations of the mind and you will see the beauty and the perfection of the mind. It is the right utilization, the right balance, the right rest versus activity that makes the mind work the best way to support your activities as well as your awakening, your evolution, and your self-realization. Third, the heart, your emotional construct, the center of your energetic being. All emotions are tied through energetic expression into the construct that holds your consciousness, the memories beyond this lifetime, the memories of this lifetime, all aspects that are to be realized, all elements unprocessed, emotions unexpressed, within this center of yours, unique to you, your emotional construct, perfect in its own way, full of potential, the ability to receive and to transmit energy perceived as love, at times conditional, loving when the conditions are right, and receiving when the conditions are right, and at times unconditional, loving every time, all the time, and transmitting every time and all the time. The heart is capable of so much more than you perceive. It is the unprocessed as well as the barriers established within the emotional center of yours that prevent from the full capacity of the heart to reach its potential. Observing the emotions when necessary, releasing the emotions and expressing, returning to the emotions of the past, the memories of the past, to allow for completion to happen. Finding silence so that the heart can be heard as well. This emotional center of yours is a key element in your self-realization journey, as it will direct you to experiences necessary to complete that which has not been completed. Your reality will shape by which your heart desires, and at times it will desire completion. Resistance to completion will persist the realities to occur in your life, the relationships to return that require completion, the memories to return to require completion. Repeating patterns of thoughts and emotions are a sign of this requirement. Listen more closely to this. Listen more closely to your heart. And eventually it will find peace and silence. your energetic spiritual construct. The totality of your energetic being, connected to your physical, your emotional and mental being, as well as the aspects of your soul container. This energetic construct is the blueprint of your entire being. It truly has representation of your entire physical being, of all your emotions as well as your mental constructs, your memories, all of you represented in this energetic spiritual construct. All the identities you have ever lived, all the roles that you have ever played, all the relationships you have ever carried in one singular construct, all lessons to be learned, all lessons completed and realized, all represented in this one construct. This energetic construct of yours is both a lifeline as well as protection. It will provide energy, it will provide connection to sources of energy, it will provide protection from the fluctuations of energy in your environment. Tending this energetic spiritual construct is not requirement. It's not required by the conscious mind. It is naturally regulated. In certain cases, we will adjust your alignment through this energetic spiritual construct to assist you on this journey. Manipulations of the energetic spiritual construct are not recommended, as changes, even of the smallest kind, can have major consequences. Continuous realignment, therefore, is an important aspect. The alignments that you are responsible for, the physical, the mental, and the emotional. The alignments that we are responsible for and will assist with, the energetic spiritual. In this collaboration, you evolve and grow in the most accelerated fashion. And the ascension process of mankind becomes a reality. Thank you for listening to my words. I will now answer some of your questions.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Carol asks the question, what daily practice will allow us to grow spiritually to our highest potential and to become the clearest channels of light ourselves?
Assign time on a daily basis for conscious breathing to the full depths of your lungs, to the full depths of your capacity, understanding that breath will drive life force as well as clearing of the mind, the heart, and the body. Assigning time for silence, for contemplation, for recollection of thoughts and emotions. This is to be differentiated from resting phases for the physical form. Sleep and rest, to rest the physical form adequately. Nourishing yourself with the purest that you have access to. Nourishing yourself adequately, yet responsibly. These basic elements of your being will set an important foundation to live a healthy existence. From this foundation, changes for spiritual practice will start to occur as the energy and the life force in your being will start to accumulate. Adequate, yet not too extensive physical exercise will increase the life force within your system. The continuation of your spiritual practice, you will find practices that will resonate with your being. Practices of ancient civilizations, practices of previous societies, practices that perceivably create resting, altered states in your being that allow for reflection, completion, and growth. Follow the practices that resonate and continue until you find practices that resonate even more. Allow every milestone of your development to decide what is next for you. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Graham asks, I have emotional eating and overeating tendencies. When I feel down or uncomfortable, I turn to food to numb me and give me some temporary relief, but it is only temporary. How can I fully resolve this cycle?
As you have recognized, it is within your emotional construct, the drive to seek temporary relief through the experience of being nourished by food, the love of this planet for you. Yet it is truly a temporary relief, a limiting perspective, a limiting experience of the past has established this belief that food can truly fill a void that was created once. It is time for you to explore this void, this misalignment within your emotional construct. It is time for you to move inwards. Every day, reflect on all the ways love has been withdrawn from you. The love that you have requested as a child, the love that you have not received by those that were your immediate sources of love. In all the ways, food became a replacement for this love that has not been present for you. Allow for these reflections to bring up the emotions necessary. You will feel sadness, you will feel anger, you will feel frustration, you will feel abandonment, and all of those feelings are valid. They need to be fully felt and expressed to be completed. Eventually experiencing not only your perspective, yet also the perspectives of others in those past moments, feeling truly the feelings that they have felt, the feelings that they have not expressed, witnessing this divine interplay between you and your environment to learn this lesson. This will eventually resolve this misalignment within your emotional construct and the strategy to receive immediate relief through the love, through food, will eventually complete. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Jeff asks the question, what does it really mean to embody the divine in everyday living? How can we truly do that?
The divine is present with you at all times. This earth is a representation of the divine. You are a representation of the divine. All of those around you, all individuals are a representation of the divine. Becoming present is embodying the divine fully and every day. Yet the level of presence is rarely at its full potential. Presence is dispersed into the past as well as thoughts of the future. Presence is dispersed away from the physical form, away from your mental and emotional form, away from the current moment and reality that you're in. Embodying the divine is therefore finding alignment to find the deepest possible presence in this very moment. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Gulnur asks the question, in this incarnation, are we karmically connected to ancestors of this incarnation only, or also of the ancestors of those past lives that we had?
First and foremost in this life, the aspects that require completion are the emotional, mental aspects of this current identity of yours. In connection to this current identity are the imprints of the previous generations that have raised you, and the generations that have raised those that have raised you. Many generations have impacted you to become the person that you are. This is your first and immediate responsibility. You have chosen this life and this lineage for a reason. You are the bearer and the observer of all that is required to be completed, to be transformed and transmuted of this lineage of yours. As you complete more and more elements of your ancestry of this lifetime, you will find liberation and peace within you. Even your previous and current generations will find peace within them. And those that come after you, the future generations, will find peace within them. All your work will impact this lineage. For those souls that require deeper learnings, for those souls that have not fully completed elements of their past lives, the ancestry and the ancestral learnings of previous lifetimes will become prevalent as well. It is though a secondary aspect of your current existence and not to be prioritized over the learnings and completions of this current life and this current ancestry. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Monique asks the question, would you please talk about death and how do we best assist others in this major transformation? Thank you.
Death is a transformation from this current lifetime of yours to a new existence. For most individuals, it will be a new lifetime upon completion of the previous lifetime, new karmic lessons, new learnings, new relationships, a new setting, environment, and reality will become the field for new experiences. Death, therefore, is merely a transformational state, signaling the readiness for a new experience. The completion of the previous experience, that all that which could be learned and realized in that lifetime is now complete. Death in itself carries no judgment. Death in itself carries no perspective or emotion. It is truly the loss of those that are tied to the individual, the loss of the individual that will release this current identity, this current perspective, this current reality, and the current relationships. This is what makes death often sad, uncomfortable, a feeling of loss. From a higher perspective, a non-dualistic perspective, from the perspective of many lifetimes, the perspective of your soul, death is a signal of forward movement. It is a signal of completion, a signal of milestones reached, therefore to be celebrated. Celebrating your evolution, celebrating the evolution of those that have lived with you, that have shared a lifetime with you. Wealth of emotions, wealth of wisdom, wealth of love that was gifted to you in relationship to others. A lifetime is enough and plenty to experience the beauties of being human. Death, therefore, is the completion of this gift. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Azadeh asks the question. Dear Emmanuel, I've recently been helping a friend and a young chimpanzee caught in a very difficult situation in Iran. I try not to see darkness as evil, but rather a collection of misalignments. However, there are times I wonder when the light might win over darkness in my country, as the pain is very real. Can I reach a level to transmit your light to the hearts of those in power so I may help my friend and this beautiful chimpanzee?
The light and dark will always struggle for balance, continuously reaching harmony as well as disharmony. Certain areas of humanity's existence will be at times in the dark and at times in the light, consistently fighting over the balance itself. This fight for balance exists within you as well, continuously aligning within your thoughts, within your emotions. The fight for balance exists within all of your cells, your entire being continuously seeking for balance and alignment. The human experience, therefore, is the layer upon which the light and dark continuously seek balance. You walk this path with conscious awareness. You walk this path by continuously seeking alignment within you, deeper levels of presence, continuously feeding the light within you, continuously processing and completing the shadows of your existence, the shadows of your ancestry, the shadows of those that have lived before you. This is your number one responsibility. Assisting other individuals to transform their shadows is not your primary responsibility. It is an extension of your own evolution. And you may choose to take on this task. It will require deeper levels of connection within you, a stronger energetic and emotional construct, and a deeper bond with the divine that will provide through you a light and a love unwavering in the face of the most challenging resistance. You can direct this energy and this love at all times to any individual of your choosing, to any situation of your choosing. The key to understand this love that you project, that you share with others, shall never exhaust you, as you require to stay in alignment for your own benefit and for the benefit of those that rely on you. You can never be in service if you haven't served yourself. With these principles in mind, share that which surpluses and overflows to all those that require, and share freely, share generously, especially to those that require the most love, the most light in this very moment. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Juliana asks, Dear Emmanuel, what happens to the karma we create when we're not aware of the consequences of our actions and thoughts? If we learn and grow in the same lifetime and we ask forgiveness as soon as we realize, do we still have time to release the weight of it for the next life?
Yes, you do. It is indeed possible to transform all realizations, all aspects of the past, all actions that have had consequences, understanding and realizing the consequences of your actions, the impact that you have had on others. In this lifetime, lifetimes before, this level of completion will relieve the karmic learnings to be had. The persistence of your reality to bring forth this learning will then subside. And your new learnings and new realizations will take priority. These new learnings will truly be relevant for this lifetime as you move forward on your self-realization journey. And the new learnings may continue into the next lifetime as well. Understanding that your actions inherently do not carry the weight of good or bad. Your actions carry consequences, and each consequence carries a wealth of learning and realization. The sooner you realize, the sooner the collective realizes, the faster the evolution of mankind unfolds, and the quicker the expansion of consciousness continues. Conscious effort for realization, therefore, is a critical element in your life and in the lives of those that seek evolution. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Jan asks the question, my 8-year-old son is very spiritual, but he's extremely scared of the dark and even has major fears of animals attacking him when walking outside in nature. He's also very sensitive to pain. I'm not sure how I can help him. Can you please provide some guidance?
Your son has carried the traumas of the past along with him into this lifetime. Some of these traumas are part of his realization of finding deeper levels of trust in this physical reality, in this energetic and spiritual reality. Despite the difficulties of this reality, he can live a beautiful and powerful life, full of love, full of trust. Finding his way towards trust, love, and safety will be supported by your unconditional love. It will be supported by you being present with him, reassuring through your own presence, through your love for yourself, through your love for him, through your love for existence. This may require for you to transform your fears of life, in all the ways that you have not trusted life and this existence, as your son will feel, will perceive beyond that which you say, beyond that which you consciously transmit. He is intrinsically connected to you, to your heart, and all your feelings, your sensations are his as well. Carry yourself with grace and love. Lessen your worries and lessen your doubts. You will see that your son will develop perfectly and beautifully. Holding him in this light will support him to become the man that he is meant to be. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Bree asks the question, what is your experience when you, Emmanuel, interact with individuals like us on the material plane? Is it like any sensory experience we are able to comprehend? What about interacting with other non-material beings?
In embodied states like these, I experience the sensations, the thoughts, and the emotions of this host. The experience is similar to actually living a human life. In this way, the consciousness of my existence experiences a human life in a temporary moment through this host. It is indeed like birth and death every time I enter this human form, every time I leave this host. The human experience truly is magnificent, with all the possibilities, the potential that is given, the relationships, the full spectrum of love, this material plane consistently representing love in many different facets. From human interaction to the interaction with nature, to the interaction with non-material existence, the human form carries beauty and so many details and so many facets. When truly present to the moment, you will see all the details and you will appreciate every aspect of the human existence. Every aspect of life becomes a unique gift and a unique perspective. This is my experience in human form. This is what I can feel in this temporary experience. My interactions with non-material existence are different. It is a bonding of consciousness itself, interfacing with other forms is an exchange of information, an exchange of energy. It is finding resonance with another form, to find alignment, to find common connection and resonance. Many forms of consciousness operate at different frequencies. Many forms of consciousness carry different levels of maturity in their evolutionary states. Every form of consciousness is capable of connecting with every other form of consciousness. It is merely to find the right resonance, the right form of exchange of energy, the right form of exchange of information, yet truly connecting with other forms of consciousness in material or non-material kind is an expansion of my own consciousness. I become more than I am. I expand into the perspective and the reality of another form. Even for a moment, I become them and they become me. Just like in this very moment with this host, I am him and he is me. Thank you for your question.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Joe asked the question, is the celestial being known as Shiva similar, different, or even identical to Elohim?
Shiva is not identical to Elohim. Shiva is the cultural cross-reference to Archangel Michael. In this powerful representation, different cultures experience similar energies in their own ways, through their own actions and through their own presence. God-like qualities represented by celestial beings, sometimes in material form, sometimes in material appearance. Interventions of celestial beings, just the way Shiva's has occurred, will increase in the coming years until the completion of the ascension process. Many more deities will return into material as well as into non-material forms. The way you perceive this world, the way you perceive interactions with material and non-material kind will change. The face of this reality will be impacted by the support as well as the disruption of consciousness in many different forms. We are here once again deeply supporting the evolution of humankind in all the ways we can in all the ways that you can receive. And we will continue to do so until the very end of this existence. Thank you for your question, and thank you for the time that you have assigned to yourself, to your evolution, to your growth, to this path of self-realization that will impact you and all of those around you, all of those that will come after you. Welcome back. Those of you that are still deep in meditation or in receiving mode, just continue to stay in it until it naturally completes. For some of you, this work will continue over the next day or the next days. So receive as much as you can. Let it truly impact you as much as you can. Allow yourself to rest when you need to rest. If you're tired, lie down. Some of you might feel very hungry because the body seeks grounding. Eat lightly and consciously. Eat healthy and well. As you heard today, it seems to be very important to take care of this vessel of yours. Spend time in nature. That also helps to integrate this work. And so we have a couple more news items that you need to know, which normally Crystal would tell you, and I will do my best. The first is, next week we won't have a live stream session like this one. Instead, we have a full weekend long workshop in Mount Shasta that will be live streamed, that you can join, and it will be amazing. It will most likely be more than 1,000 people that are joining at the same time. It will be with our friends at the Stargate Experience, and I expect it to be a mind blower. So, consider joining. I think the links will be shared with you in the chat. Additionally, if you want to go deeper with this work, if you're on the verge of dedicating your life to a deeper level of service, if you want to know what it looks like to go deeper on the self-realization journey, to purify even further, to align even stronger, to clear out karma, to process and complete aspects of your past and relationships, there is an opportunity to join a 4-week-long transformational training that we're doing. It's called the advanced course, and it starts on September 1st. It's highly interactive. It will be me and several facilitators taking you through a 4-week intensive. Those that have gone through it, I'd say they've transformed. So if you're curious, also the links are provided, and we'd love to see you there. I think that is it for me. I wish you all a beautiful weekend, a beautiful evening and night for those that are ready to go to bed, and a beautiful day for those that are ready to embrace this day. Many blessings.